The farmhouse crouched at the edge of the Kentucky Hollow, its weathered planks cloaked in a fresh coat of white paint that did little to mask the decay beneath. The late September sun bled orange across the horizon, casting long shadows that stretched like claws over the porch where Anna and her father, Jarth, stood motionless. Before them lay the ruined carcass of a goat, its headless body splayed across the boards, blood pooling in the cracks like ink in a quill's groove. Its innards were gone, leaving a hollowed shell, fur matted with dark, sticky clots that caught the dying light. This was the third slaughter that month, each one dragged closer to the house than the last, a silent challenge from the thing that prowled the woods beyond their fields. The air was thick with the coppery stench of death, mingling with the damp earthiness of the season's first frost. Anna, 13 and thin as a fence rail, stood rigid, her dark blonde hair hanging limp over her shoulders, framing a face carved with a determination that bordered on unnerving. Her grayish-blue eyes, wide and unyielding, seemed to cut through the world, seeing secrets no one dared voice. Beside her, Jarth was a mountain of a man, his broad frame taut with quiet fury, his golden brown eyes flickering with a fire that never quite went out. They stood in silence, the weight of the moment binding them, until Jarth nodded once, sharp and wordless. They moved as one, hauling the goat's remains to the backfield where the burned pit waited, a blackened scar in the earth ringed with the bones of prior sacrifices. The carcass was light without its head and guts, its bones brittle as kindling, but they carried it together, a ritual born of necessity. Anna gripped the hind legs, her fingers slipping on blood-slick fur, while Jarth took the forequarters, his muscles bunching under his worn flannel. The grass whispered under their boots, the distant bleats of surviving livestock a mournful echo across the fields. The pit was deep, dug after the first killing. A sheep, throat torn, left sprawled by the barn. Now it was their altar, where they burned the tainted meat to keep scavengers at bay, or perhaps to appease whatever hungered in the dark. As dusk deepened, they piled wood and set the fire, flames licking the goat's remains until the smell of charred flesh curled into the night. Anna watched the blaze, her face a mask of stone, while Jarth stirred the coals, his eyes distant, lost in thoughts he never shared. From the kitchen window, Ellen watched, her pale face framed by the yellow glow of a single lamp, her eyes hollow with worry. She never joined them, never spoke of the killings. Her world was the house, its floors scrubbed to a shine, her hands busy to keep fear at arm's length. Anna was her only child, but Anna needed no mothering. She'd learned to gut a hog at 8, to wield a knife with precision by 10. The firelight danced on Jarth's face, carving shadows into the lines of his brow, and Anna felt the weight of their unspoken pact. Whatever came, they'd face it together. Sleep came heavy that night, the kind that drags you under like a river's undertow. Anna's room was small, the ceiling slanted with water stains that mapped forgotten floods, the air sharp with the chill seeping through the cracked window. Her quilt, patched from old feed sacks, tangled around her legs as dreams took hold, vivid and cruel. She was in the woods, but not the familiar pines and oaks that ringed their farm. These were giants, their trunks gnarled like ancient bones, branches woven so tight they choked the sunlight to a sickly gray. Thorns snagged her skirt, tearing at her skin like greedy hands, the ground a maze of roots and leaves with no path to guide her. Fear coiled in her chest, sharp as a blade. Every snap of a twig, every rustle in the underbrush made her freeze, breath held until her lungs ached. A smell hit her, burnt flesh, wet iron, the same stench as the pyre. Something stalked her, close and patient, its presence a weight in the air. Then pain erupted, splintering up her legs, bones cracking as if hammered from within, trying to burst through her flesh. Her arms went hollow, marrow sucked dry by unseen mouths, her skeleton creaking like brittle twigs. She screamed, the sound swallowed by the dream's grip. Her knees buckled backward, avian and wrong, her collarbone jutting against tightening skin. Her bones weren't hers, replaced by bird-like struts, light and sharp, talons piercing her nail beds in bloody arcs. She fell, the weight of her flesh shattering the fragile frame, fire racing through her veins. Death beckoned, a mercy she craved, but a voice rasped from the dark, coughing, ancient, cold as frost, killing harvest. harvest for the blood moon child. Anna woke gasping, tears burning her cheeks, throat raw from screams that had torn free in the night. The room snapped into focus. The scarred dresser, the window framing a half-full moon, fat and silver, mocking her. Sweat plastered her hair to her forehead, and for a mad moment, she stared at her hands, expecting talons to erupt, to claw her eyes out and end the nightmare's echo. Reality grounded her, the cold air, the creak of the house settling. Then she felt it, warmth between her thighs, blood soaking her night shift and sheets, her first flow marking her womanhood. No shock stirred, she'd known it was coming, felt the subtle shifts in her body. But telling Ellen would crack her mother's fragile calm, invite fuss and tears. Anna stripped the bed, scrubbing the stains in the basin until her hands ached, the water clouded red. She dressed in silence, tucking tissues into her underthings, and slipped out with her knapsack and Ellen's grocery list, flour, salt, lye soap, etched in her mother's spidery hand. The dirt road to town stretched long and rutted, flanked by cornstalks that swayed in the morning breeze, their whispers a soft chorus. Anna's boots kicked pebbles, the rhythm steadying her thoughts. The air was crisp, mist clinging to the hollows like ghosts reluctant to fade. Halfway to the asphalt, her boot halted inches from a bloody mass. Once a cat, now a ruin of black fur and crushed bone, one ear defiant, teeth bared in a final snarl. Nausea rose, sharp and sour, not one of theirs, but too close to the farm, another grotesque gift from the thing in the woods. Jartha's tales flooded back, dark whispers by the fire of beasts that demanded tribute, of harvests sealed in blood under the moon's red gaze. He wasn't the father to soothe fears of closet monsters. He'd hand you a knife and tell you to carve your own safety. Anna stepped wide, heart thudding, and pressed on, the road widening to meet the hum of town. Town was a foreign land, its clabbered stores and sagging signs a stark contrast to the farm's endless labor. Anna came rarely, when supplies ran low and deliveries wouldn't do. The movie house spilled posters of talking animals, the comic shop laughter and bright pages, the park swings creaking under a carefree weight. She watched it all like a stranger, her world one of blades and blood, not cartoons or play. Reading was her escape, dog-eared books of heroines who fought dragons or sailed seas. But time was scarce, eaten by chores. Her mind was older than her years, wrestling with life cycles, death's weight, far from the shallow dreams of beauty mags or gossip. In the general store, she gathered Ellen's list. Flour heavy as guilt, salt blocks for curing, soap sharp with lie's bite. The aisle of women's goods stopped her, pads, belts, mysteries, but she passed, tissues enough for now, the talk with Ellen a looming shadow. Outside, she nearly collided with a boy, pale, soft, eyes sunken and darting, his family's Victorian looming rich and white on mane. She'd seen him at church once, when Ellen still dragged her to sing hymns. His gaze lingered on her chest, budding curves drawing men's eyes now, as if sniffing for ripeness. Anna, from the Harlan place? His grin was too wide, words tumbling like stones. Heard about them dead animals? Daddy says wolf or bear, but Ma reckons the devil's reapin'. Punishment for our sins, you know? The word reap hooked her dream's echo, the voice's rasp. What are we then? She asked, voice steady despite the dizziness urging flight. He leaned close, breath sour. Sinners full of lust. Specially girls like you, trashy farm sluts. His hand grazed her breast, a wink twisting his sneer. Fury roared, a red veil dropping. Her bag hit the dirt, nails raked his cheek, drawing blood in 4 sharp lines. He shoved her, stumbling to the street, clutching his face as he wailed. Anna stepped forward, boots slamming his groin, his scream dry and broken. She straddled him, nose to nose, face a void of rage. We don't fuck animals. We slaughter them. Her knife flashed from her boot, edge tracing his throat, his belly. Could bleed you dry in 2 cuts. He pissed himself, eyes shut, trembling. She stood, gathered her goods, and walked home, ignoring the gawker's stares, her blood thrumming with cold fire. Night fell, the farmhouse dark save for the kitchen's glow. Supper was beans and cornbread, Anna's cheek throbbing from the day's heat. Ellen mended silently, eyes skittish toward the waxing moon. Jarth ate slow, tension humming. Bed came early, the flow heavier, tissue sodden. Sleep dragged her under, the dream waiting sharper. Her room glowed silver, floorboards creaking with scratches from walls and floor, growing frantic. A moan from under the bed, cat-like, then hawk's screech, filling her skull. Hands to ears only worsened it, sound burrowing like worms. Back to the sill, glass cold, she heard human crying outside, raw, unraveling. Awake now, she saw Jarth shambling to the pigsty, muttering, heaving. Slipping past her parents' door, ajar, she glimpsed Ellen, ghostly in her nightgown, face bone white. Ellen turned, pity and sadness carved deep, and shut the door, chairs scraping to barricade. Anna descended, heart pounding, house groaning like a beast. Fear for Jarth pulled her out, bare feet numb on dew-soaked grass. Pig squeals pierced the night, frantic against the fence, circling a bare patch. A human scream cut through, one pig dying, then silence. Closer, legs trembling, she saw Jarth rise, not Jarth. Shoulders hulkied, mouth dripping red, face stretched to a hyena's snout, claws clutching pig halves. Blood gleamed black. He howled, a wail of agony, then dropped, ripping flesh wetly. Anna's knees buckled, sobs muffled. Ellen watched from the window, ghostly witness. Pigs squealed. The beast saw her, eyes black voids with yellow flickers. It convulsed, stalking. Anna screamed, bolting for the woods, brambles tearing skin, throat burning. A clearing blazed with moonlight, the path to town blocked by a mound, carcasses, 100 strong, goats, sheep, dogs, eyes glassy. Impact slammed her down, wind crushed. The boy from town pinned her, eyes wild. Got you, bitch. His fist cracked her cheek, blood pooling. Two friends flanked, bet through. Another hit, eye swelling. Gonna have fun. He licked her face, seeking fear. She spat blood, head butting his nose to pulp. Tie her. Rope bit her skin. You Harlans are freaks, devil's work. Hands choked her throat, his howl mocking. A whiz, a thud, his head gone, body slumping. Friends fled, Jarth beast loomed, tossing the head to the pile, chasing the others. Torches lined the trees, townsfolk, retreating silent, their offerings left. Shock took Anna, blackness swallowing. Dawn woke her, ties cut, Jarth crouched near, human again, eyes ashamed. The pile held boy heads, screams frozen. Rings of carcasses, deer, cows, more, marked the town's tribute. Anna hugged him, grateful, his arms warm. He carried her home, duties done. In the kitchen, Ellen waited, face drawn. Pop, Anna murmured. Those boys won't be missed. Their kin should have taught him the rules. He nodded. You're woman now. Time we teach you what you are. Anna slept, the blood moon's child cradled in secrets older than the hills.